When one thinks of Africa, certain images often come to mind, but Angola frequently remains a beautiful enigma, a land of immense potential and surprising diversity that is slowly revealing its treasures to the world. Nestled on the southwestern coast of the continent, this vast nation is bordered by the Democratic Republic of Congo to the north, Zambia to the east, and Namibia to the south, with a stunning Atlantic coastline stretching for over 1,600 kilometers. Its name, Angola, is derived from the title Ngola, held by the kings of the Ndongo Kingdom, a powerful state that flourished in the region centuries ago. This name itself is a testament to a rich pre-colonial history that laid the foundations for the complex and resilient nation we see today. The Angolan flag is a powerful symbol, steeped in the country's history and aspirations, often catching the eye with its bold design. It features two horizontal bands. The top one is a vibrant red and the bottom one is a stark black. The red is said to represent the bloodshed during the struggle for independence, a somber reminder of the price of freedom. The black symbolizes the African continent, a declaration of its identity and heritage. At the center of the flag lies a striking emblem in yellow, which represents the nation's wealth. This emblem is composed of a cogwheel for industry and workers, a machete for the peasantry and the armed struggle, and a star, which symbolizes internationalism and progress. Looking at a map of Africa, Angola's strategic position becomes immediately apparent. Its extensive coastline has been a gateway for trade and interaction for centuries, while its vast interior holds a wealth of natural resources and breathtaking landscapes. This is a country that has navigated a tumultuous path, from its pivotal role in ancient trade routes to a long and arduous colonial period, followed by a challenging civil war. Yet, through it all, the spirit of the Angolan people has endured. Today, Angola is a nation on the move, rebuilding and redefining itself, offering a unique blend of vibrant culture, stunning natural beauty, and a palpable sense of hope for the future. This journey into Angola is an invitation to look beyond the headlines and discover the soul of a nation that is as complex as it is captivating. To really start to get a handle on Angola, it helps to know some basic things that make it what it is every day. The capital city, Luanda, is like the country's busy heart. It's a huge city right on the Atlantic coast. It's not just where the government is, but also the main place for business and culture. With more than 8 million people living there, Luanda is a city of big differences. You'll see tall, modern buildings next to busy markets and old buildings from way back. Angola has about 35 million people. It's a young country with many different groups of people, and each group has its own language and traditions. People often don't realize how big Angola is. It's a huge country, about 1,246,700 square kilometers. That makes it the 7th biggest country in Africa. You could fit Germany, France, and the United Kingdom inside it easily. The money used in Angola is called the Angolan Kwanza. It has had a tricky past, showing how the country's money situation has changed. While the Kwanza is used for everything you buy, the country's money success is really tied to its huge natural resources. Language is super important to who Angolans are. Even though there are many local languages spoken all over the country, Portuguese is the only official language. This is because of its history with Portugal, and it helps everyone in the government, business, and schools talk to each other, bridging the gap between different groups. Religion is also a huge part of life in Angola. Most people are Christian, and Roman Catholicism is the biggest group thanks to hundreds of years of Portuguese influence. Protestantism also has a lot of followers, along with old local beliefs that often mix with Christian ways. For how the country is run, Angola is a republic with a president in charge. The president of Angola is both the head of the country and the head of the government, so they have a lot of power. The People's Movement for the Liberation of Angola, or MPLA, has been the main political group since the country became independent in 1975. Angola's geography is a masterpiece of natural diversity, offering a stunning array of landscapes that shift dramatically across the country. The long Atlantic coastline is a world of its own, characterized by beautiful sandy beaches, dramatic cliffs, and sheltered bays. In the north, near the mouth of the Congo River, the coast is lush and tropical, while further south it transitions into an arid, almost desert-like environment, where the Namib Desert spectacularly meets the sea. This coastal plain is relatively narrow, giving way to a series of escarpments and hills that mark the beginning of the country's vast interior plateau. This transition zone is where you can find some of the country's most dramatic scenery, including breathtaking viewpoints and cascading waterfalls. The heart of Angola is dominated by a large central plateau known as the Planalto, which covers the majority of the country's landmass. This highland region has a more temperate climate than the hot and humid coast, making it a major center for agriculture and population. It is here that many of Angola's most important rivers have their source, including the Kwanza River, which is the longest river entirely within Angola and gives its name to the national currency. The highest point in the country, Morro de Moco, is found in this region, standing at an elevation of 2,620 meters. Nature and wildlife are integral to Angola's identity, though its fauna suffered greatly during the long years of conflict. The country is now making significant strides in conservation and rebuilding its national park system. Kisama National Park, located just south of Luanda, is the most famous and accessible of these protected areas. It is a stunning example of successful wildlife reintroduction programs, where animals like elephants, giraffes, and zebras, which were once wiped out from the region, now roam freely again. Other important parks include Kangandala National Park, created to protect the critically endangered giant sable antelope, a magnificent creature that is a national symbol of Angola. The country's climate is as varied as its topography. The northern regions experience a hot and rainy season from November to April, followed by a cooler, dry season. The Central Highlands enjoy a more moderate subtropical climate, making it pleasant for much of the year. In the far south, the climate becomes arid and desert-like, with very little rainfall and extreme temperatures. This incredible diversity of climates and landscapes has fostered a rich biodiversity, with numerous plant and animal species, many of which are endemic to the region. From the dense rainforests in the Cabinda exclave to the stark beauty of the Namib Desert, Angola is a land of endless natural wonder waiting to be explored. Angolan culture is a vibrant and dynamic tapestry woven from the threads of its diverse ethnic groups, its long history of interaction with Portugal, and the rhythms of modern urban life. Music and dance are the lifeblood of the nation, an expressive force that permeates every aspect of society. The most iconic of these is kizomba, a dance and music genre that originated in Angola in the late 1970s. It is characterized by a slow, sensual rhythm and a close partner connection, and its popularity has exploded across the globe. Other popular styles include semba, the predecessor to kizomba, and kuduro, an energetic, fast-paced electronic music and dance style that emerged from the urban barrios of Luanda. Festivals and celebrations provide a colorful window into the soul of Angola. The Luanda Island Festival, held in November, is one of the most important cultural events, celebrating the sea and the fishing communities with music, processions, and traditional rituals. Carnival is another major highlight, celebrated with great enthusiasm in cities across the country, especially Luanda, where neighborhoods compete with elaborate costumes, massive parade floats, and infectious dance routines. These festivities are a testament to the resilience and joyous spirit of the Angolan people. Angolan cuisine is hearty, flavorful, and deeply rooted in its local ingredients and historical influences. The national dish is arguably mwamba de galinha, a rich and savory chicken stew made with palm oil, okra, garlic, and chili, often served with funge, a staple porridge made from cassava or corn flour. Along the coast, fresh seafood is abundant, with grilled fish, lobster, and shrimp being popular choices. Dishes like kalulu, a dried fish or meat stew with vegetables, and mufate, grilled fish served with sweet potato, beans, and palm oil sauce, offer a delicious taste of the country's culinary traditions. Angolan food is a celebration of community, meant to be shared and enjoyed with family and friends. Daily life in Angola is a blend of tradition and modernity. In the bustling cities, life moves at a fast pace, driven by commerce and ambition, yet strong family ties and community values remain paramount. In the rural areas, life is more closely tied to the seasons and the land, with agriculture and traditional customs playing a central role. The history of Angola is, honestly, a long and complex narrative stretching back thousands of years to the earliest inhabitants of the region, the Khoisan peoples, who were primarily hunter-gatherers. Their ancient rock art can still be found in various parts of the country, offering a silent testament to their presence. Around 2,000 years ago, a massive migration of Bantu-speaking peoples began to arrive from the north, bringing with them skills in agriculture and ironworking. These groups gradually established themselves across the territory, forming various societies and, eventually, powerful kingdoms. Among the most influential of these was the Kingdom of Congo, which dominated the northern part of modern-day Angola and had a sophisticated political and social structure. The arrival of the Portuguese explorer Diogo Chao at the mouth of the Congo River in 1483, marked a pivotal turning point in the region's history. Initially, relations between the Portuguese and the local kingdoms, particularly the Congo and the nearby Ndongo kingdom, were based on trade and diplomacy. However, these interactions soon soured as the brutal transatlantic slave trade began to escalate. For nearly 4 centuries, Angola became a major source of enslaved people destined for the Americas, particularly Brazil. This horrific trade devastated local societies, depopulated vast areas, and left a deep and lasting scar on the nation's psyche, fundamentally reshaping its demographics and power structures. The formal colonization of Angola by Portugal intensified in the late 19th and early 20th centuries during the so-called Scramble for Africa. Portugal sought to assert direct control over the interior, leading to numerous wars of resistance by local peoples. Despite this opposition, Portugal solidified its colonial rule, exploiting the country's resources, from diamonds to coffee, for its own benefit, while imposing a system of forced labor and racial segregation. This era of exploitation and oppression fueled a growing sense of national consciousness and a desire for freedom among the Angolan people. The struggle for independence gained momentum in the 1960s, led by 3 main nationalist movements, the MPLA, the FNLA, and UNITA. After a long and bitter armed conflict against the colonial power, Angola finally achieved independence on November 11, 1975, following a military coup in Portugal. However, freedom did not bring peace. Deep ideological and ethnic divisions between the liberation movements, exacerbated by Cold War rivalries, plunged the newly independent nation into a devastating civil war. This conflict lasted for 27 years, finally ending in 2002. The war left the country in ruins, but also forged a powerful sense of resilience and a deep yearning for a lasting peace. Angola's economy is honestly one of immense paradoxes, characterized by extraordinary natural wealth existing right alongside some pretty significant developmental challenges. The undisputed backbone of the national economy is its vast oil and gas sector. Angola is actually one of Africa's largest oil producers, and petroleum exports account for the overwhelming majority of its export revenue and government income. This immense oil wealth has fueled rapid economic growth at various times, especially in the post-war Reconstruction era, financing the development of new infrastructure from roads and bridges to entire new city districts. However, this heavy reliance on a single commodity also makes the economy highly vulnerable to fluctuations in global oil prices, creating cycles of boom and bust. Beyond oil, Angola possesses a glittering treasure trove of mineral resources, most notably diamonds. The country is one of the world's leading producers of gem-quality diamonds, with the industry centered in the northeastern provinces of Lunda Norte and Lunda Sul. For many years, the diamond trade was a source of conflict, but since the end of the Civil War, the sector has been formalized and has become another crucial contributor to the national treasury. The country also has significant deposits of iron ore, phosphates, copper, gold, and granite, many of which remain largely untapped, representing a huge potential for future economic diversification and growth. Despite the dominance of extractive industries, agriculture remains the primary source of livelihood for the majority of the Angolan population. Before independence, Angola was a major exporter of agricultural products, including coffee, sisal, and bananas. The Civil War devastated this sector, but there is now a concerted effort to revitalize it. The government has identified agriculture as a key priority for economic diversification, aiming to reduce the country's reliance on food imports, create jobs, and foster sustainable rural development, thereby building a more resilient and inclusive economy. Looking to the future, Angola is focused on leveraging its strategic location and resources to build a more robust and diversified economy. Major investments are being made in infrastructure, including the modernization of ports, railways, and energy grids, to improve connectivity and facilitate trade. Sectors like fisheries, tourism, and manufacturing are being actively promoted to create new sources of revenue and employment. The path is not without its challenges, including the need to improve the business climate and tackle corruption, but there is a clear vision for an economically stronger and more self-sufficient Angola, powered by the resilience and determination of its people. For the adventurous traveler, Angola offers a frontier of exploration, a destination rich in natural beauty and cultural depth that remains largely off the beaten path. The capital, Luanda, is the natural starting point for any journey, A walk along the Marginal, the city's beautifully renovated seaside promenade, offers stunning views of the bay and the modern skyline. History enthusiasts should not miss the Fortaleza de São Miguel, a 16th-century fortress that now houses the Museum of the Armed Forces and provides a panoramic perspective of the city's past and present. The nearby Ilha de Luanda, a long sand spit, is the perfect place to relax on the beach and enjoy fresh grilled fish at one of its many vibrant restaurants. Venturing outside the capital reveals the country's spectacular natural wonders. The Calendula Falls, located in Malanja province, are among the largest waterfalls in Africa by volume, and present a truly awe-inspiring sight. The sheer power and scale of the water cascading over a 400-meter-wide precipice are just breathtaking. Further south, in Namibe province, the landscape transforms into a surreal desert environment. Here, travelers can witness the unique Welwitschia mirabilis, an ancient desert plant that can live for over 1,000 years, and explore the otherworldly rock formations of the Tundavala Gap, which offers a dramatic cliff-edge view over the coastal plain below. For those seeking hidden gems, Angola does not disappoint. The city of Benguela and its nearby port, Lobito, offer a more laid-back atmosphere than Luanda, with beautiful colonial architecture and stunning beaches like Baía Azul. A journey on the rehabilitated Benguela Railway, which traverses the country from the coast to the eastern border, is an epic adventure in itself, offering a unique glimpse into the heart of Angola. In the south, the remote Iona National Park, Angola's largest, is a wilderness of stark beauty, where desert landscapes meet the Atlantic, creating a rugged and unforgettable scenery for the most intrepid explorers. A few practical travel tips are essential for a smooth journey. It is advisable to obtain a visa in advance as regulations can change. While Portuguese is the official language, learning a few basic phrases will be greatly appreciated. The US dollar is widely accepted in some hotels and for larger transactions, but it is best to have local currency, the kwanza, for daily expenses. Given the country's size, domestic flights can be a convenient way to cover long distances. Traveling in Angola requires a degree of patience and flexibility, but the rewards are immense. An opportunity to connect with a warm and welcoming people, and to witness a country of incredible beauty as it opens its doors to the world. Even though Angola might not always be super famous around the world, it has given us some amazing people who have really made a difference, both in their home country and everywhere else. When we talk about books and politics, Agostinho Neto is a huge deal. He wasn't just a famous poet whose words really showed what his people were going through and what they hoped for. He was also a main leader in the fight for independence and became Angola's first president in 1975. His poems, which are all about freedom, who you are and standing up for yourself, still inspire people today and are a really important part of the country's literature. Another important writer is José Eduardo Agualusa. He's one of the most praised authors in countries that speak Portuguese. His books, which have been turned into many different languages, often mix history, magical stories, and a deep feeling of being human to look at how complicated Angolan and African identities are. In the world of fashion, supermodel Maria Borges has become a global star and a huge source of national pride. She's from Luanda, and she became famous all over the world, walking the runways for the most famous fancy brands. Borges made history in 2015 when she was the first model to walk in the Victoria's Secret fashion show while proudly wearing her natural short afro hair. This was a powerful statement that challenged what people thought was beautiful and inspired millions of women everywhere. Her grace, her success, and her work for diversity have made her a strong representative for Angola on the world stage. The world of sports has also seen Angolan talent really shine. The national basketball team has been super strong in Africa for many years, winning lots of championships, and individual players have also made their mark. In football, Manucho, Alberto Mateus Contreras Goncalves, is a famous person who played for top European teams including Manchester United. These people, through their art, their smarts, and their sports skills, show how talented and strong the Angolan people are. They are role models in their country and help to create a more positive and varied international view of Angola. Beyond the headlines of oil and history, Angola is a country full of surprising and delightful quirks that reveal its unique character. One of the most fascinating facts is that Luanda, its capital city, has frequently been ranked as one of the most expensive cities in the world for expatriates. This is largely due to the high cost of imported goods and secure housing, driven by the large presence of international companies involved in the oil industry. It creates a strange paradox where a city in a developing nation can have living costs that rival those of Tokyo or Zurich, a reality that often surprises first-time visitors expecting a more affordable destination. Angola is also home to a truly unique national symbol, the giant sable antelope, or Palanca negra gigante. This magnificent and critically endangered creature with its long, elegant, curved horns is found only in Angola, specifically within the regions of Cangandala National Park and Luena Partial Reserve. It holds a mythical status in the country, revered for its beauty and strength. The national football team is affectionately nicknamed Palancas Negras in its honor. Here's a fact that connects Angola to the world of finance in an unexpected way. The name of its currency, the kwanza, is also the name of its most important river, the Kwanza. This practice of naming a currency after a significant geographical feature is not unique, but it highlights the deep connection between the nation's identity and its natural landscape. Finally, a surprising piece of trivia is that Angola has a small, oil-rich exclave called Cabinda, which is separated from the rest of the country by a narrow strip of territory belonging to the Democratic Republic of Congo. This geographical anomaly is a legacy of colonial-era border drawing. Cabinda is responsible for a significant portion of Angola's oil production, yet it maintains a distinct cultural identity and has its own history of secessionist movements. This complex situation adds another layer to the intricate political and social fabric of the nation, making Angola a country of endless fascination, where there is always something new and unexpected to discover. From the bustling streets of Luanda to the thundering Calendula Falls, from the ancient rhythms of Kizomba to the modern aspirations of its people, Angola has revealed itself as a nation of extraordinary depth and beauty. This southern African jewel, with its complex history and bright future, offers travelers and observers alike a profound experience that challenges preconceptions and opens hearts. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through Angola. If you enjoyed discovering the hidden treasures of this remarkable country, please subscribe to our channel for more in-depth explorations of the world's most fascinating destinations. Hit that notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming country features, and let us know in the comments which country you'd like us to explore next. Until then, keep exploring, keep discovering, and keep celebrating the beautiful diversity of our world.